Last time fucking I had White Castle like 6 months ago, and I caught one of the worst fucking cases of the runs, bro. I
Oof.
mean, obviously, you know what you're signing up for when you get White Castle at 1 in the morning, but they came at me hard, bro.
Hey, folks, welcome to the podcast with still no name, episode 2. I'm Danny, and this is my best buddy and still makes kids cry on the schoolyard, big guy, aka John. How you doing?
Hello, friends.
Hello, hello. Hopefully you guys checked out our last episode. If not, well, it's on there with a giant ass watermark, so don't miss out on that giant ass
That'll
watermark.
that'll that'll be gone soon.
Yeah. That'll be gone soon. I didn't know that uh, I had to pay for the software. Obviously, I had a feeling, but they didn't let me know till the end when I exported it. Anyway, we got more interesting things to talk about. Um,
Yeah, we don't have to talk about watermarks so much.
I think we should just jump into what we just saw. Like breaking news: Nintendo Direct, freaking 15 minutes of pure Mario awesomeness from Nintendo, confirming the
Oh
three
yeah.
3D All Stars collection, confirming a Super Mario 3D is coming out next year with expansion. It looks like you play online with friends. I think we it was there was a Super Mario's kind of like battle royale, similar to like their Tetris 99. Um,
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
and then there was that a lot of toys, and one of the toys that caught my eye was the RC Mario Kart that you can play on your Switch as an AR game and make your own freaking courses and play with friends. That might be my Christmas toy.
That yeah, that was pretty wild. All of a sudden, Mario just busts into your house and he's just racing around your living room. Um,
There's gonna be a lot of
that was
funny
that was
funny.
definitely
Go ahead.
yeah, definitely. That was different.
There's gonna be a lot of funny videos and memes when that comes out. People are gonna like make insane courses based around that.
I wonder how that works. Like based off of what they showed, like I guess you just set up like you put up those like kind of those like laps where you just like you put them around your house or whatever,
Yeah.
and I guess it detects
Well,
it
it
lays
like
out the
yeah.
tracks, I guess.
It looked like you have to drive through them at first to set up the course, and then after you do it, it's all set up. Because I noticed there are like sensors on it. I'm curious how much Nintendo's gonna ask people for. I feel like that's gonna be like $200 or more.
Uh, you know, I have a feeling it's gonna be less.
Yeah. Oh, let's see,
Yeah,
man.
I
Cause,
think. Yeah, we'll see, but I don't know. I'm guessing somewhere between a probably maybe a buck 50.
all right. I think it's more because they released that Lego NES set, and wasn't that like 200? About to look that shit up.
Did that do well?
I feel like people were losing their mind about
Is
it.
that that lab? Is that that lab shit? Like,
Lego NES set. Trying to look it up now.
oh man, maybe I'm thinking about something else. I was thinking about like that whole like cardboard shit, Labo or
Oh
whatever the fuck.
yeah. I don't know if that did good. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a Lego set that you literally just build a TV and an NES out of Legos. $300. Fuck. But that's Canadian. Everything here in Canada is really expensive for some reason. I don't understand that.
Oh, Canada.
I really don't understand because it gets so cold here that I feel like people should get like a tax break or just things should be cheaper. It costs $80 for me to buy a new game. Like it's gonna cost me $80 to buy that all star collection, but I'm buying it. I already called the game store. I already put my name on a list. The guy was like, "Listen, I'll be honest with you. We just found out about this morning. It's not even in the inventory system. We don't know how much we're getting. If we're getting it, I'll put your name on the list and I'll call you when we know what's going on. I'm like, dude, totally fine. Just put my name on the fucking list. Let's go.
Yeah, bro, that was the moment where I pretty much was watching the direct and I was like, oh my fucking god, like the fact that we're getting um Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, three games,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I believe they're gonna be like what, like remastered, right?
Well,
Um,
well,
kind of.
well, they looked really
I mean, I
good.
know they're gonna be optimized. Yeah, they
'Cause-
did, and then they said something about they're gonna be optimized, for the Switch or whatever.
yeah, is it in the direct? They actually showed like the old gameplay at the end when they were showing all the music,
Yeah,
and you could tell like especially with Mario Galaxy, and that was one of the reasons I never finished it because the Wii came out when the PS3 and the 360 were like introducing us to like HD and 720 and 1080p. It was like what 480p, and like the games kind of looked fuzzy, so it was hard for me to like. I really wanted to play Galaxy, but it just looked not great on my HD TV. But I never finished it, but I'm glad I get to play. I saw a lot of people were kind of pissed or upset that Galaxy 2 wasn't in the set or not announced. A lot of people apparently think Galaxy 2 was a lot better. I don't even think I played it. Did you play it?
I didn't. I don't. Yeah, I didn't play part two.
Yeah, so I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll release it down the line. Another thing I saw online that was popping up that people couldn't understand why is this limited release, because you only have until March of next year to get this either
Right.
digitally or physically, and it's gone forever. And Nintendo has done this in the past, and they do it because it's gonna make everyone run out and buy it. Because even me, I don't even buy physical no more. But I'm like, you know what? I kind of want this physical.
That's kind of how I operate. Like I buy mostly digital, but there are games out there that I don't know. Like I just feel like I kind of want to buy this one physical. So um yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, like I guess people that you know people that eventually do want to buy it. Maybe they can't right now. Maybe they don't buy new games right away, or I guess I could kind of understand. Um, but Nintendo's not the only one to sell things for a limited time. So I know me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I can understand some people do or I can see their point or whatever. Um, what blew my mind was the fact that it's coming out. What was it, September 18th, I believe?
Oh my god, I love that. I fucking love that so much.
I was, bro, that blew me away. I was like, what? This month? Like, whoa.
Well, you gotta figure if there was an E3, this probably would have been announced somewhere near there.
True.
If there wasn't a pandemic, we would have heard about it. But all we heard were rumors, 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 rumors. And I literally woke up sitting on the toilet, looking at my phone, and that's the first thing I see is the video, and I'm like, "Holy shit, is this real? Like, finally, is it real?" Because we've been hearing about it forever and ever and ever, and you just like, it just becomes
Yeah.
like I don't know if Nintendo does it on purpose where they just make their games into like this myth of legend, like, oh, there's this, it's gonna come out and it's gonna be amazing. You're like, yeah, okay, I'll believe when I see it. And then you see it and you're like, fuck, you made my day, Nintendo.
Yeah, they do that a lot actually, and it is kind of fun, you know.
Oh yeah, that whole I watched the whole direct and I was like, oh my god, give me Mario in my veins.
I think the biggest one right now is the legendary tale of will we ever get Goku in Super Smash Brothers?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. He's almost
That's been one I've heard for so long.
uh, I think him and Sora for Kingdom Hearts are almost on par.
Right.
And I think I remember reading that what's the can't remember the shouldn't you Creative Smash. He said that, oh yeah, we did approach Disney,
Was
and
it
they,
Sakurai?
I think so, yeah. Uh, he was like they approached Disney and they were like no, because Disney's really weird with their video games. They're like
Oh,
just especially
oh,
with
you know
properties,
that.
yeah, and they're learning.
Hell yeah.
And we'll talk more
Yeah.
about Marvel's Avengers later in the podcast. We definitely got
Right.
to touch on that. I just wanted to ask
Oh
you,
yeah.
when you get the All Star Collection, what's the first Mario game you're gonna play?
Um, for me, it's gonna be right away between I guess for nostalgia, it's probably gonna be Mario 64. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine. You know, those two games came out. When I was a kid slash teenager, and but it has to be Mario 64. I mean, the memories I have of getting a Nintendo 64 and playing Mario 64 on it, it's just it's some of the best memories I have of gaming. Um, Probably my number one though best memory is playing Ocarina of Time. That's my favorite game of all
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Always has been number one. I think it's always going to be number one.
I think mine's is Super Mario 64 because I I played it for the first time at some friend's house who I to this day vaguely remember. It was in their basement. I think they were playing 64 Mario 64 GoldenEye first, and like I think it was the first time as a kid I remember staying up late till like 3 in the morning because I was just playing Super Mario 64, and I was just like, well, I was just absorbed into that. Like it was just so mind blowing. Like I don't know if kids this generation will ever experience the leap of 2D to 3D. Like maybe when games go into like super VR or Matrix, but like with each generation, it doesn't feel like as big as a leap with 2D to 3D. You know?
I agree. I remember um, playing, Mario 64
Hmm.
and playing a game like, um, I call it, the core four is what I call it for um, me and it's the Nintendo 64. For me, it was Mario 64, Ocarina of Time,
mm,
GoldenEye,
mm.
and NWO versus WCW Revenge.
Oh, all right.
Like, yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and so those four games, I can't tell you how much time I lost into those four games. Um, and those four games, like you ever seen on Twitter where people, they put up, you gotta respond with like, four or whatever number it is, influential games of in your life or whatever.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't like those four games have to be in there, and it's kind of remarkable considering they're all Nintendo 64 games. But yeah, getting a little bit off topic, but yeah, so Mario 64 would definitely be the one I'd start off with.
Yeah, same. And I think I would jump into Galaxy 2 after because I did enjoy Super Mario Sunshine, but I may save that to play in the summer because I feel like that's such a perfect summer game.
Yo, I was right about to say that, dude.
Yeah.
I was right about to say, like, bro, I can't like, I don't know. I guess I don't, I don't know what it is, but I just can't see myself playing Mario Sunshine, like in the fucking freezing cold or in the
Yeah.
winter. Like, nah, dude. Like when I played Sunshine when it came, I don't remember exactly because I don't know if I I'm trying to remember, but I don't remember if I played it when it came out. All I know is that when I did play Mario Sunshine, it was in the beginning of the summer. That I remember.
I'm looking up the
And
date. Yeah,
yeah,
it came out July 19th, 2002.
there you go. Like and I guess having that memory and I guess the kind of game it is. I mean, you can play games no matter what, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah, like, and I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna live stream it, and I'm gonna try to get all the stars on Super Mario 64 and Galaxy. Like, I think I'm gonna try to make that a thing, so that way I'll be playing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Also, to get these commemorative pins, you have to go to their website, which I did, and I was trying to do like these 5 mission things, and the 5 mission things are sign into the Mario website, download a picture, listen to music on the website, download the Mario Kart phone game, and play during a certain week because they're gonna have a NES Mario Kart event, and then you have to buy the All
Right.
Star. You have to buy the All Star game, and once you do, was it 5 or 6 things, you're eligible to get these really cool pins. But like the website already crashed. Like I was having problems just
Oh
signing.
shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
hopefully they fix that. But I am gonna get those pins because those pins look so badass.
they look pretty cool.
And freaking Nintendo, man, freaking Nintendo.
Nintendo, man, they know how to make you, they know how to make you feel like a kid, bro.
Dude, that's how I felt when they were showing all the Mario games at the end. I'm not gonna lie, I almost had a tear in my eye. Almost, there was a slight tear in my eye, and I was like, "Fuck." Only Nintendo still makes me feel like a kid. Like I think I get why people get that with Disney, but I think it's for me is Nintendo.
Like what gets me like that extra is Zelda games. Like
Mm,
when I again, Zelda, The Legend of Zelda is my favorite video game franchise, and when I played Breath of the Wild for the first time,
mm.
I mean, it was just I couldn't stop. I couldn't put it down. Um, I had to force myself to get off the game and fucking get some sleep or whatever, because like I never we've never experienced anything like that with Zelda. Like yeah, we had the ability to roam around Hyrule, or whatever, but to be able to like actually feel like you're in a living and breathing world, and there's just so much content out there, in terms of side quests,
Yeah,
mini games, just so much to explore, cooking, all that other stuff.
and you
Um,
literally could
I
go
guess
anywhere.
yeah, exactly. You could go to the castle to try to fight Ganon right after you start the game. I mean, like 5 minutes after. I mean, you're gonna die, but you could,
You
if you
could try.
wanted to. You could try. You could go. I know there's something about how you could go there and get like the Hyrule Shield, but you have to like do like a bunch of like dodging and hiding and stealth to be able to try to get it in the beginning or whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Um,
I'm playing it, late in the game, and when I stream it, people are like, "Yo," like, everyone's like, "Yo, have you done this? Do you want to do this?" And I'm like, "God damn, there's
yeah,
so much to the game," and I just love that it's like you jump off a cliff and just glide away. I wish more games like I kind of missed that in Ghost of Tsushima. I wish they would have gave him like a samurai kite. I don't know. I guess it would have been realistic, but I feel
yeah,
like
dude.
if you could grapple hook to anything in that game, it would have been cool too.
Right. One of the things I love is just like taking in like the scenery and the beautiful colors of the game, and like
Mm-hmm.
taking out my telescope and like looking around, and then seeing like finding like a bandit camp, and then figuring out what kind of fun way I want to like kill them.
Oh,
you know
yeah. The
like one of
combat
the
is so
coolest things
creative.
I ever did. Yeah, dude. Like one of the coolest things I ever did was tie one of those like those balloon things you get from like when you kill them, you get like a balloon uh item, and you
Yeah.
can like tie it to like any kind of like thing, and it'll like lift it. You're kind of like David Blaine that shit. And so I love being able to tie a balloon to a bomb, and then as it's lifting, take out like a leaf, the giant leaves, and then like fanning that shit towards a group of bandits, and then shooting the balloon with an arrow, and then the bomb just drops like on them. It's so fucking.
Nice.
It's just so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, the
But yeah,
combat
so I
is so
mean,
creative.
yeah, and you know what? On the topic of that, I know it's been a much discussed topic of getting some Legend of Zelda games to the Switch. Like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask or Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword.
Yeah, those are.
Um,
I keep hearing
I would
rumors.
love to see any of those.
I keep hearing rumors of Ocarina being released, and I feel like this All Star Collection is a test for Nintendo to see how much people are gonna buy it, and it's gonna sell.
I agree.
It's gonna sell
Oh,
buttloads.
what?
It's gonna sell so much that you're gonna see a freaking Zelda pack. You're like, there's the rumored Metro Trilogy pack, which kind of leaked
Yes.
on a retail website, and I'm dying for them to announce them because I never beat. I played all three, never beat them. I want to play those games again, especially with Zelda. Like,
It,
just yeah,
yeah. It seems like they're on a between the Mario stuff and Pikmin, and the Metroid stuff. It seems like they're doing a lot of that, and you got to think that at some point we're gonna get some type of Zelda package.
yeah.
How many games it is. Um, I don't know. I'm just hoping that I wouldn't mind getting Skyward Sword by itself, um, and then or Twilight Princess by itself, like remastered or whatever, and then maybe packaging like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask together, or how or however they want to do it. I'll fucking take it. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't care, Nintendo. However you want to give it, I'll take it, bro. I will take it.
Yeah, I remember reading somebody said the N64 games don't take that much memory, and in theory, they could literally release almost all their catalog, like almost entire N64 catalog on one cartridge. It would fit on one cartridge.
We shall
Nintendo,
see.
take our money. People want it. They know. They know.
Take take our money. And it's not just us, it's a lot of people.
So you know who doesn't know, or maybe he does know. Tom Cruise.
Who?
Tom Cruise knows everything.
Tom Cruise.
So I have to bring up Tom Cruise because he did two wild things recently.
It's
Did you?
always a good time when we segue from like Nintendo to like Tom Cruise.
It's the best. It's the best segue.
Or I guess segueing from anything to Tom Cruise is always a fun little adventure.
Listen, I 100% believe that if Tom Cruise, he's almost the closest thing to real life Batman we have. I would say this man knows no fear, will do whatever, doesn't age, is in like perfect health. Um, every time I watch Tom Cruise run in a movie, it's like the most perfect form. Like I wish I could run like Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise doesn't fuck around. When he does something, he does it 100%.
Yeah,
No
like,
slacking, Danny.
well, he 100% went to the movies. I think it was in London to go see Tenant in a crowded theater.
Of course.
um, and I don't know if you noticed this thing where it seems like celebrities and directors are trying to get people to go to movies, especially to see Tenant. They're like, everybody, let's go see Tenant. We gotta support the movies again. We gotta go back. And I'm like, yeah, no, dude, it's not the right time to go back to the movies. You even got doctors saying that sitting in a not well ventilated area for 2 hours with a bunch of people laughing and screaming is probably not the best place, sadly, to be. And I love the movies. I miss the movies, but I don't think I'm going to a movie theater this year.
Same. I would not. I would not be going to a theater this year. It's funny, you gotta, when it comes to like celebrities, it's always a mixed bag. Like they'll tell you what they want to tell you
Hmm.
if it fits, if it's beneficial to them. You know,
And people
hey,
people
if
forget how rich these celebrities is. You think Tom Cruise needs another movie? He don't need another movie. He trust me. He is at a perfect point in his life where he could retire and be fine.
and serve L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah. Did I tell you?
The Danny Tom Cruise. What?
Well, living in LA and God, I hope this doesn't get us our podcast flagged. Ah, whatever. Um,
Oh wait, I think you did tell me the story. Was it when you were at a club?
with the drunk friend
Yes.
who said I went to get him water, and when I came back, he said this like old black lady that was sitting across from him said that he could be in the next Star Wars, and this was like before the Force Awakens came out.
Yep.
And yeah, no, but that fucking live in LA. Now the Scientologist centers or churches, whatever they're called, are the most unreal thing you will ever see because it almost looks like some sort of amusement attraction, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's a very serious
Yep.
thing. It's really weird.
They're maniacs, Danny. They're fucking
Oh no, I
maniacs.
know. I heard things, and I don't want to get too much into it, and so they hunt us down.
That's true. They will too.
Yeah,
They'll show up. They'll
but
be going through our garbage.
all I'll say is they got interesting buildings, and yeah, Tom Cruise. The other thing I want to say about Tom Cruise is that he rented out. He's apparently planning to rent out an entire cruise ship for the cast and crew of Mission Impossible. What is it, 7 now? So they can finish the movie.
Tom is trying to get that Mission Impossible finished, bro.
Bro, what is it with him?
Tom doesn't fuck around.
What is with these Mission Impossible movies? Like, is it an excuse for him to just do more wilder and crazier stuff so he could just capture it on film and just be like immortal? Like, I don't. What do you think?
Let me tell you something about Tom. I am spiritually connected to Tom Cruise, and I'll tell you a little. I'll let you in on a little insight to you and anybody listening. One day, about a year and a half ago, I was sleeping, and I was in a real deep sleep, and a voice was speaking to me. I didn't know who it was. I didn't know what it was, but it was the voice of what I came to realize was a spirit. Okay, an apparition, and it spoke to me, and it said, "Big henceforth, you have a new name. You should be now known as Tom Cruise's fat ass." And you can imagine my reaction, my thought process. What the fuck are you talking about? The spirit, Danny, the spirit told me to watch the movie Valkyrie. Okay?
I don't think I've seen that.
And at a certain point, and that's when he plays something to do with Nazis. Okay, I can't remember.
Oh, I think
at some point.
Okay.
Yes. At some point in that movie, Danny. I can't remember exactly. You know what? For people out there watching this, and you too, Danny, I'm gonna send you a picture and then people can see it.
Send me the picture.
At some point in that movie, the spirit told me to pause it and to gaze upon something that would blow my mind forever. And I went to the time of the movie. I paused it, and it is an up-close shot of Tom Cruise getting off the floor, and his ass is gigantic.
Is that the picture?
He's wearing these tight pants.
Is that the picture I posted on the when I put the last podcast? Is that the same picture?
You put a picture of Tom Cruise's ass?
Yeah, it's like the thumbnail for the YouTube video.
Maybe. Why did I not realize that?
I don't know. Yeah, I put it in there because you.
Is he wearing brown pants?
Yeah, like khaki brown.
Yeah. Oh.
I guess there it is.
Oh, okay.
Because you were talking.
So you know about Tom Cruise's fat ass?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn, dude, what the? It almost looks fake. I thought it was like padding or something.
Exactly. That is the whole thing. All right. People have discussed. I'll try to make this as fast as possible because I understand that maybe people might not want to hear
about Tom.
A long discussion about Tom Cruise's fat ass.
Yeah.
But there's many people out there that have tried to say that scene in Valkyrie is Tom Cruise wearing a prosthetic ass. That is not a real ass. It is not Tom Cruise's ass. And the spirit told me that if I don't do it, bad things will happen. But if I do, the bidding, and I lend my voice and I speak to the truth that is Tom Cruise's actual ass, that good things will happen to me. So forever, I am, as long as I'm on this planet, damn it, I am here to say that is Tom Cruise's ass.
All right.
Tom Cruise has a fat ass, and if anybody tries to tell you different, they're full of shit.
All right, you heard it.
That is Tom Cruise's ass.
You heard it, folks. That is Tom.
That's Tom Cruise's ass, Danny.
And that's funny. I put that picture already. So yeah, definitely let me know if that's the right picture. But you mentioned
spirits are watching, Danny. You see how that happened? The spirits are watching. Danny.
We're gonna have to start our own religion here on this podcast.
Yes, we are.
Well, I will tell you about. They added this new horror movie, The Shed, on Shudder. And I saw people on Twitter be like, "Oh, it's really good. It's like a monster in a shed, and this kid is, gotta keep it trapped or get rid of it." And I was like, "All right, I'll check it out. Seems interesting." Dude, it was pretty dumb. Like, I don't mind dumb horror movies, but what I kind of hate is when the characters in the movies do really, really dumb things, or the movie does a lot of mistakes that you can't ignore. Cause like once it's. I don't know if it's a major spoiler, but the monster in the shed is a vampire. And once the kid figures out it's a vampire and starts like drilling holes in the shed to try to kill it with the sun, my wife goes, "Why doesn't he just burn down the shed in the daylight? That'll take care of that monster." And I was like, "Holy shit, you're right." And then I was like, "All right."
Toss a match to it.
Yeah, I was like, "Movie ruined." But it felt like this movie wanted to be like the new Fright Night, and it was just it really tried too hard, I think, for a movie. So I have to give it spilled whiskey drinks, no good.
No good.
Whiskey with no ice.
Spilled this fucking whiskey. Did you see that shit? I like dumb horror movies, but
yeah,
if they're gonna be dumb, if they're gonna waste my time, then I want to waste my time laughing. So it has to be like stupid.
Yeah.
For me, there's a difference between stupid and dumb.
Mm-hmm.
At least to me personally, I feel like a dumb horror movie means that it's just a waste of complete time. I'm not really getting anything from it. But a stupid horror movie is that it's probably not a good horror movie, but it's at least entertaining me, and I'm finding comedy. I'm finding humor.
Yeah, that's a good
getting
point.
humor from it. So
I feel like a stupid horror movie was that tire horror movie where the tire was killing people. Did you see that one? I think it was called Rubber.
The fuck?
Bro, do not watch that movie. That movie gave me a fucking migraine. I don't know. I can't remember the last time a movie gave me a migraine, but it became so. It tried to be so meta and self-aware to the point where at the end of the movie, they were just talking to the camera. The character, "Look, we killed the tire. It's dead. The end of the movie. Bye." I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like,
now I might have to just check it out. It's a movie about a tire, and it gives you a migraine. I mean,
it's a tire that kills people. It explodes people. By the way, it explodes people. It has telekinesis powers or something.
See, now I have to check it out, Danny. Now I have to check it out.
Maybe check it out. Maybe I was in a bad mood, but that movie pissed me off.
You can't expect me to not check out a movie that is about a tire with telekinesis powers and it gave you a migraine. I have to check it. I have to check it now. I have to see what this is about.
I guess check it out, man. Maybe they'll add it to Shudder one day. I don't know. I wanted to talk to you a little about The Lighthouse because you gave me those Robert Pattinson recommendations on the last podcast, and I still have good time. I haven't watched it yet. I think I might see if my wife's brother is down to watch some Good Times this weekend, since I still have it. But I love The Lighthouse. Loved it.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened. Might have to watch that. It was one of those. I was like, I saw a lot of the symbolism. I saw a lot of the hints to like his guilt I felt like a lot of Robert Pattinson's character, because I guess he killed his former his boss. Was that what happened?
Right.
And
That's what I think. That's what I took it as.
because he took his name, and then you kept seeing
Yeah.
the floaty logs throughout. So I felt like that was part of his guilt. But the way that I won't spoil the ending, but the way it ended, had me questioning a lot. You know what? If you haven't seen Lighthouse, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. I'm gonna put a picture up. Spoilers. So I'm about to jump into the ending of the Lighthouse. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Come back and listen to this, and maybe I'll put up a picture when we start talking about it. But all right, so when he finally reaches the lighthouse, there's a door that opens up. What the fuck was in? What the what? What happened there?
He, uh, I don't know. Um, I thought like for me for the movie like I found it equally funny as I did fucking fucked up
Yeah,
or strange. Um, which I wasn't expecting that from the looks of it. I thought this was gonna be like a real like strange, um, like
dark.
real deep, yeah, dark, deep thinking, and in ways it is,
Mm-hmm.
but
But
I
once
wasn't expecting.
Willem Dafoe starts farting, you're like, well.
Yeah, yeah, and again, like I'm trying not to like spoil too much of it or whatever.
Just go into it.
Um, I feel that there's a lot of ways that they wanted you to like interpret um
What happened? Yeah,
the movie,
yeah,
right? I know the director did the movie The Witch.
yeah,
Have you ever seen that movie?
yeah. My wife loves that movie
I
because apparently he took real dialogue from that time period and put in the movie. Did you ever hear about that?
Oh, no, I never heard about that.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know where I would have to look it up, but it's every time we bring up that movie, she's like, he took real dialogue from that time period and put into the movie, like how they really talked.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
she was curious if he did the same thing with the lighthouse, but she couldn't find anything. And I was like, I don't think you can find this kind of crazy. I mean, you can, but the crazy in that movie, like Willie Dafoe's monologues are like, god damn, they're
Yeah,
like
you know,
Shakespearean.
yeah, with the lighthouse, I tell you, between masturbating to mermaid statues or farting, Willem Dafoe farting up a storm.
They're goddamn
I,
bots.
I
Yo, I cried. I was like, bro, Robert Pattinson, clap, clap. Great performance. Great
yeah, I tell you,
performance.
the last the last shot of the movie was like, it's a lot to take in. When you when you it was a lot to take, but to me it was fascinating. It was very different. I'd say right, different from almost anything that
Yeah,
a lot of stuff out there.
it's not what you expect.
Um,
It's 100%. I love that the trailers for that movie did not show anything. It just said, "Here's two crazy. Here's is a black and white movie. Two guys going crazy in a lighthouse. We got Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. Come watch it. And that's it. They didn't show any of the crazy shit that you see in that movie.
yeah, and there's a lot of symbolism in the fucking movie.
Yeah,
Um, a lot of stuff that has to do with like myths and like almost kind of like folk tales. Like it almost like, it basically is a movie. You know, feels like a movie, not in actual like reality, like
yeah.
not in like real world. Yeah,
It's very Lovecraftian.
exactly. There you go. That's exactly how it feels.
I've been
Um,
watching a lot of Lovecraft recently, especially been watching the Lovecraft Country on HBO. I don't know if you've heard or checked that
I
out
got
yet.
I gotta watch that. I heard good things about it though. I have to watch it.
It is it jumps balls deep into that Lovecraft, bro. From the moment it starts, it's just like, hey, this is how the show's gonna be, and you're like, no, you're not. And then halfway through, you're like, holy fuck, you're really gonna be this wild? Like, damn, bro. and the show's like, hey, the first scene we showed you some wild shit. You should have been on, you know. If the first scene doesn't turn you off, then you'll like the show because the first scene is insane. That's all I gotta say.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, watch it first.
But yeah, I mean, but you know, the Lighthouse and Good Time, um, those were two movies that I had seen, and the main reason why I guess we're talking about them is, you know, basically it was to really kind of show how, like, you know, for anybody out there that, you know, kind of holds Robert Pattinson to Twilight, the
No.
Twilight movies.
Yeah.
Um, it's not it's and I know there's a lot of people out there that do. And listen, I understand why. You know, it's Twilight was a big blockbuster, you know, franchise, but at the end of the day, you can't really hold people to doing, you know, a job that they were asked. And Robert Pattinson was about 2021 when he did that movie. Um, Also, you know, he's portraying a vampire who goes to high school in a movie that's based off of books for, you know, catered towards young adults, young females, you know.
Yeah,
So
it was so long. It was years ago. People act like it was yesterday. Like people's sense of
I
time,
know.
and this happens to me too. Is like things go by so fast now. There's so much that we consume that you feel like it was
Yeah.
yesterday. And Twilight was. I'm gonna look this up. When did Twilight come out?
I want to say 07, 08.
2000. Yeah, you're right. 2008.
Yeah, think about. I mean, man, that's over 10 years ago, bro.
Yeah, let it go.
And then I think the last one came out what, like maybe 11, 12?
I don't. I'm not even getting into that. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
we're not gonna go down the Twilight timeline.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, and mind you, those are just two movies that I've seen from Robert Pattinson. But I've heard that there's others. Damn, I can't remember that right off the bat. Um, I'll put a picture so people who are listening or watching, they could see. I'll put up the, like, you know, with the image of the movie. But there's a movie that he did where it takes place in outer space. That also got pretty good acclaim, critical acclaim. And then you know, he's gonna be in this new movie. I think it's called The Day of
the devil.
I'm trying to remember the name. Yeah, the Day of the Devil, the Devil of the Dead, some shit like that.
They let the devil in.
Is it the Day of the Devil?
The
Yeah,
space.
something the devil.
The space movie is called High Life. Oh, and it's by A24. I love that production
Right.
company. Their movies they make are so surreal. They're so, like, they do a lot of horror movies, a lot of good horror movies. I think they produced the Hereditary, maybe, I think.
Oh yeah, I think they did.
But yeah,
Yeah, and
go ahead.
I think that that, and then that movie, of course, you know, it's the new trailer where it's, you know, Tom Holland is in it, Sebastian Stan, and Robert Pattinson is in there, and he plays which looks like to be a not too good pastor.
Yeah.
In that movie, plays a bit of a bad pastor.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So it was pretty much just discussing that and letting people know that if they have any doubts of Robin Pattinson being able to, like, act,
Yeah.
watch those two movies and you'll completely forget about Twilight.
Yeah, Let the Devil In is coming out on Netflix, and this is a really good segue because this is something I just wanted to bring up real quick. The Resident Evil show that's coming out on Netflix. It doesn't have a date, but it looks like it got a few episodes, and they released the synopsis. And you know, I was excited when I first heard about this because it was supposedly going to be taking place on the. You were going to see it from the point of view of Umbrella, right? And I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept. Maybe it'd be good. And then I read the synopsis, and I was like, this sounds like dog shit. So I'm just gonna read this real quick because I have it here on my phone.
Yeah.
So this is what they released. In the first timeline, because it's gonna be about two sisters They're gonna be I think they're related to Wesker, the bad guy with
Right.
the sunglasses. So it's his two
Yep.
sisters. So in the first timeline, 14-year-old sisters Jade and Billy Wesker are moved to New Raccoon City, a manufactured corporate town, forced on them forced on them right as adolescence is in full swing. But more time they spend there, the more they come to realize that the town is more than it seems, and their family may be concealing dark secrets, secrets that could destroy the world. That timeline sounds cool. Then we're gonna flash forward to another timeline, which is well over a decade into the future. There are less than 15 million people left on Earth. More than 6 billion are monsters, people, animals infected with the T virus. Jade, now 30, struggles to survive in this new world, while secrets from her past about her sister, her father, and herself continue to haunt her. So this show kind of sounds like it's more tied into the freaking Resident Evil movies, because isn't that what I stopped watching it after I think Resident Evil 2, but they didn't it just go into like apocalypse world for like 5 movies. I don't know. I didn't watch these movies.
I've never watched a Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, I've watched the first two and I was done. I was like, yeah, this is trash.
You know, um, I was excited when I heard about it.
Yeah,
Um, but then after like you said after hearing the synopsis about I'm like now I'm just kind of like like I was hoping that it was gonna be just telling a story straightforward and kind of going along with the games. If you're gonna try to tell the Resident Evil story, in via film, I definitely think that TV, a series, is the way to do it. There's just too much. There's too much meat. There's too much stuff to try to cram into like movies. That I felt like doing a TV show would work a lot better. But
not if
I don't know.
they're.
After hearing those details, I'm a little like blah about it.
Yeah, it seems like it has more in common with the damn movies. So it's like, why? Yeah, the first part sounds like a good
Yeah.
idea, and then yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see. I mean, they did a good job with Castlevania, which I'm not even that huge of a game fan of, but the show was pretty dope. So we shall see. All right, so we gotta talk about it. Marvel's Avengers. I've been playing it. You've been playing it. We've been playing it. We both spent the extra money to play it early. Um, you want me to go first? You go first. What do you think about the game?
Um, I think it's a lot of fun, bro. I think you know when I play a game, it's one of the things I notice is how I'm feeling, um, like how engaged I am in the game, how immersed I am, um, how smooth the controls feel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm not that hard to please when it comes. I'll be honest, I'm not that hard to please when it comes to video games. Um, Not to say that I'm gonna like everything, because I don't, but you know it was very simple for me. Um, playing playing the campaign, which is the first thing I did. Um, I mean, obviously, we played the beta or whatever, but playing the campaign, uh, you get to the beginning part where they let you try Thor. They give you a little bit of time with each hero in the very beginning. Um, I could tell right away that the controls were tighter
Yeah.
and the gameplay was smoother from the beta. And the beta to me, it played fine. It played good. But I thought that it was impressive that and mind you, the beta was only like I think what 2 weeks ago is when it finished.
Yeah, the beta had a
I
lot.
noticed that right away.
The
Yeah.
beta had a lot too. That I think that's what sold me on it too, was that they gave you such a big chunk of stuff to try out.
Yes, they weren't shy of letting you play most of the aspects of the game, getting the feel of what the game is going to be like, and noticing that the controls were even tighter, that the gameplay was even smoother, was pretty impressive right off the bat. But I have to say, um, yesterday when the first multiplayer experience, me and you playing together,
Mm.
um, and me playing as Thor, you playing as Cap and Iron Man, like it really felt
Gave that Avengers
like we
feeling.
were just a yes. It really felt like like at one point, I'll give you one of my first moments was me flying in the air as Thor, throwing my hammer, around. There was a moment where I was taken to the sky, you were taken to the ground with Cap, and I threw my hammer at a guy, and he went flying in the air. And as he was flying through the air, he also got hit with your shield, like,
Yeah.
and then the shield went back to you. I recalled my hammer. Um, Being able to when you were using Tony Stark, being able for you to which was incredible that I didn't know, and I really didn't know this, that you could actually call the Hulkbuster armor and then even let me try it. I'm
Yeah.
Thor, and I was able to get inside of the Hulkbuster armor that you called down, and that was also tremendous. And then of course, me, my main character, I'm going to be playing as is Thor, and it really gave me the feel like I'm really rocking the God of Thunder, bro. Like just being able to throw my hammer, it pins some enemies. Then while it's pinning some enemies, I can turn around, beat the shit out of some people, call their hammer back, fly into the air, shoot thunder down into the ground. Um, so many cool things that you can mix and match and and do. Um, it really has given me, and I think when it comes to games like this, all you could really want is to really feel like you're the hero you're playing as. You're having fun, and I mean, what could you want more than that?
I mean, I think Crystal Dynamics definitely nailed the feel of each hero since they all play so differently. Like they really all do. Like Black Widow is jumping around with dual wielding guns, using grappling hooks. At one point when we were playing, I was Black Widow and Thor, and I was like grappling hook into the air to robots and just kicking them and grappling hook to another. I was trying to do this crazy
Yeah.
chain. I'm really having fun with Iron Man, where how he flies around and shoots lasers and missiles. And I even got to in the campaign to a point where I got to play as Thor, and Thor just felt completely different. Even though he flies, it just
Yeah.
feels so weird that he like kind of glides around like at ease, and he just gets in there with
Yes.
the hammer, and you hold R2 to activate your Odin spear mode, and just lightning is flying. And I even got to do that cool teleport move where he uses I
Yeah.
forgot what he uses. It's from the movie too, the biosphere thing to teleport, and it's, oh my god, it is
Yes.
so
Yes.
freaking. They nailed the characters. It makes me so excited for the to play as Hawkeye, to play as, I don't want to say girl Hawkeye. God, what was her name? Katie Bishop.
Kate
Katie,
Bishop.
yeah,
Yep.
Kate Bishop. And then they kind of hinted at Black Panther, and we'll get into that a little bit. But like, I really, you nailed it. It feels so smooth. Like it is a button smashing game, but there is some moves that require strategy. There is some thought that
Yep.
requires strategy, and like the campaign is really good and seems really long. Like the story,
Yes.
it is really well written. I think Camilla Miss Marvel is a great character. I've kind of known this because I read some of her comics, but I love that she's getting her time to shine in a media. And sadly, I feel like media for comics is more represented stronger because people consume media faster or prefer media. So I'm just happy that she's in the game. She's fun to play too. Um,
She
I
is.
I don't know if I really have any gripes with the game right now. Like I think my only gripes is the weird texture pop in that kind of happens. It's kind of feels like this. I don't know if I need a PS4 Pro to play it, or I know like if I get a PS5, I get a free update, which is fucking awesome. I love that that's a
Right.
thing. Um,
Yeah. Me too.
and like the gear system is there's a lot going on to learn, but it's not really that hard to understand. Like I think it's the most.
Yeah, it's not overwhelming, you know.
Yeah, it might be a little, but it's not. Like the game. If
Yeah,
I would tell people play the campaign for a few hours. You kind of have to, even though there's an option to play the Avengers Initiative. We found this
right.
out yesterday that you couldn't join me until you got to the war table scenario in the campaign. Then after that, you could join. We could do the Avengers stuff, and it's odd because like the campaign is all like, oh, we're single player, but slowly you unlock missions where you can invite people to help you out. Which I was gonna tell you, like I think if you wanted to do, because we're gonna play Avengers after this. We're like hopelessly
Hell
addicted
yeah.
to this game right now.
Oh yeah.
And I still don't know who my main is. It might be Iron Man. I think my main might be Iron Man. I think. I think.
Iron Man is a lot of fun.
And Black Widow is a lot of
I mean,
fun.
they're all fun. They're all fun, but like
Yeah.
Iron Man is pretty fucking dope.
Like Hulk may be a little slow, but he is the Hulk. Like if you just want to smash just smash stuff up, plays the Hulk.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like one of the things I heard, like, kind of saw people saying was like, oh, you know, why does the Hulk seem like he's not as strong as he should be or whatever? And I'm like, you must not be playing him right, because Hulk, he's like one of the probably I think the only Avenger that absolutely, like, I could like find like a group of like enemies and just smile because I'm just gonna jump in the air and just hit triangle and just completely just smash the ground, throw ground at you, pick up more ground and throw it at you, grab a guy, chuck him at other, you know, beat the fuck out of some of the other ones with him, then launch the guy in the sky, or grab one of them and then throw him into explosives. I'll say this, there's one, it's so satisfying playing as the Hulk, grabbing an enemy and then chucking him into a batch of explosives. It
Dude,
is so much fun.
I love that he just grabs enemies and walks around with them, slapping other people. That is the
Yeah,
funniest shit with the Hulk. Like, oh my
yeah,
god,
and then being
all
able
of
to
them are
just
so
leap
fun.
right into the air. Oh, they are, dude. That's the thing, is that they all play in their own unique ways. Um, they're all fun, and like you touched on, I didn't know much about Miss Marvel. I knew
Hmm.
of her, but I never read her comics. I knew some of her, you know, of her background or whatever, but the game has done a really good job at, you know, uh, introducing her more to people, you know, that, you know, like me, or even people that don't know anything about her. And she's so likable, and I feel like they did a really good job of just kind of introducing her and actually making her now a part of these group of heroes. I feel like they really did a good job of, you know, kind of like, um, you know, setting her aside, setting her along with these other heroes, and making her feel like she's included with these people. And now I'm like, fuck, like I'm excited to see the show. You know, Disney is doing her own show,
Yep, yep,
with
sure.
part of the MCU, and now I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna make her stretchy powers work on screen and not make
Yeah,
it, you know. That's gonna be interesting
yeah, that'll be
thing to
interesting.
do. One thing I wanted to touch on about Marvel's Avengers was the controversy of the battle pass, and I know we talked about it when we were playing, and a lot of people felt like, because people, I think a lot of people feel like this game got a lot of unnecessary hate. I know when it first got showed, it was kind of underwhelming. It didn't really show how the game was gonna play. You know, that whole intro on the bridge. But once you finally like play it, once you get to the harm room where the game actually breaks down the counter system, the dodging system, you see there's a lot going
Yeah,
on. And eventually, once you start to fight more high power enemies, you're gonna need to block and counter more to survive.
yeah,
But the battle pass systems, the way it works is, if you wanted to, you could spend money on the hero card, for each hero. The hero card for each hero unlocks emotes. Last night I found out, I don't know if you saw my message, that it unlocks extra credits, and the credits are the fake video game currency that you can use real money currency to buy. So you don't have to buy the battle pass. If you want to, it'll unlock stuff faster. It's only for cosmetics. It doesn't boost up your level or give you better gear. It's just costumes, emotes, takedowns, and you could do that via just playing the game. So
Yep.
I don't understand the controversy, especially since the reason they added the battle pass system is for them to make money, since they're not going to charge for any of the extra hero DLCs or levels that come with the heroes. Because we saw that with Kate Bishop, she's going to come with her own storyline and villain and Kate Bishop moves. So this is exciting. Like it seems like they're going to support this. They keep saying for years to come. It feels like these people, they have a really good roadmap of content, and these kind of games live and die on that.
Yeah. This game, this game is so much more than just what you're gonna get from day one. There's so much more to this game. And what you get day one is is a lot. You get
Yeah, I
each
didn't.
hero.
The campaign is
Yeah.
long, dude. I just got Thor last night.
Campaign. Yeah, the campaign feels like a Marvel movie
Yeah.
that we did a Marvel movie a Marvel movie that we didn't get for 2020. Like it really does have that humor, that heart, um, and fun, of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
The characters you get to play to level up, the gear, playing with friends, um, and challenges. This game is going to be from what they say. Of course, you have to see to believe. So we're going to wait and see. But from what they say, they're going to be constantly updating this game. They've already showed you that Hawkeye, his daughter Kate Bishop, those are already
Oh,
confirmed.
that's not his daughter.
Spider-Man's confirmed. Oh, it's not his daughter?
No, no, no. People do get that confused. Like it is his daughter, but no, he's like she's his protege. So they kind of have, because I read the Hawkeye comic that they're referencing, like because the Hawkeye they're kind of bringing to this game is reference off this like chill Hawkeye comic that's really famous where she was in it, and they have kind of like a brother sister dynamic where
Oh, okay.
he's like a mess and she has her shit together, and it's always like debated if she's a better Hawkeye than him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
But I will bring up because you're like, oh, I hope the rumors of what's being added to the game come true. I mean, I still have this leaked list on my phone, and Kate Bishop was on it, and they hinted at Black Panther, and he's on this list. And the other
Yeah.
characters that are hinted at coming into the game are Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, War Machine, this guy called Peter Parker. I don't know who he is. I don't know. He sounds familiar.
Sounds interesting.
What's curious is Ant-Man's also on this list, but in the story right now, I've run into Hank Pym, and he mentions he can't change, he can't shrink or he'll die. So I'm curious if this is a different Ant-Man. They also say Wasp.
Maybe we'll get Scott Lang, you think?
Yeah, because Hank Pym is the original, right? And Scott
Yeah.
is the version in the
Yep.
movie that Paul. Okay, so yeah, maybe we'll get to Scott. It says Wasp might be added, Vision, Doctor Strange, Falcon, Marvel, Mockingbird, Quake, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, and it says Hulkbuster. So I don't. The Hulkbuster's just gonna be a character. I mean, this list sounds freaking amazing. Like, yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if all those are going to be accurate, but I tell you, I think the obvious ones who I think are going to be added are Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Doctor Strange. I can see all those, being included.
yeah. I think there was
Um,
a portrait, and I should have took a screenshot of it. But when you go looking for Jarvis in the campaign, um, there's like a portrait of the Avengers, and you see Hawkeye, and I think you do see Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. But he's not. Quicksilver's not on this list, which kind of sucks because I think they should add him to the game.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing.
We could
I
use
gotta think, I have to, yeah,
use the Flash.
we could use somebody like that. Yeah. Um, who would be really interesting would be playing with Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
That would hit playing as him. That would be. He'd have to have some really interesting shit to use.
Oh yeah. His specials are gonna be insane. I would love to
And
play.
Scarlet Witch.
I would love to play as Winter Soldier, like a good balance of Captain.
Oh,
Like if he plays like Captain America but with guns, I'm all for it.
he's another one that would be fun.
I think.
And I would think Black Panther would be fucking
Oh
dope
hell
too.
yeah. Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Before we get into that, one thing I want to say about the game is I hope, and I know they are planning to add more variation in enemy types, and the variation of enemies in the game so far, like kind of like robots and people. So
Right.
it's not bad, but it definitely. I hope we see more like villain boss battles show up, because like I had a boss battle where like a giant Metal Gear type robot. Like this thing was huge, and like yeah, you have to take it apart piece by piece, and it was pretty cool. So I know there's boss battle missions in the game, but we're not high power left to fight them. Like there's
Right.
Abomination and Taskmaster, so I'm curious to see how those play out when you play with friends. But I'm also hoping
Right.
they add more villains. Like we need more villains. I want like Green Goblin. I want like Doctor Doom to show up, and they could do that. For what they're doing with this game, especially when you add like a new hero and you add their villain. Like I can only imagine what villain they would add with Spider-Man. Like fuck.
So many they could fucking do. You
Yeah,
know,
do you imagine they add the Sinister Six? I would lose my shit.
bro. That yeah, it's a 4-player co-op. Being able to pit four people against the Sinister Six. That would be pretty crazy.
Yeah,
That would be pretty dope.
there's a bright future. I give it 2 whiskey drinks full up. Go buy this if you're a Marvel fan. If I've been playing by myself. It's not bad to play by yourself, but this is definitely a game you want to play with friends. And I don't think it'd be that hard to find people. And definitely buy it for the PlayStation. I see a lot of people buying it for the PlayStation for Spider-Man. Even Xbox. I saw someone on Twitter be like, "Yo, I'm an Xbox, but they messed up, bro. They got Spider-Man. Like it's all about business, and Sony's killing it right now. I don't know what to tell you."
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Anything else you want to say about the game?
I love it. I'm having so much fun with it. Like you said, if you want to play single player, that's there for you. The ability to play as any of those heroes with more on the way. If you want to play with friends, you can do it right from the jump and have a lot of fun doing that. And and the biggest thing is that whatever hero you play as, you're going to feel like you are that hero. I
Yeah,
mean, that's just
they nailed the
that's
feeling.
just how it is.
They nailed.
Yeah, they nailed the feeling, like whether it's Cap, Thor, Black Widow, Miss Marvel, Hulk, whichever one of them, Tony Stark, you feel like you are that hero. And I think between that, the fact that it plays great and that it's fun, uh, I've always been of the belief that if the product is good and I'm having fun, I think that makes for a pretty good time.
Yeah, man. I don't. I think we should wrap this up and get to playing that game. But there's something we have to talk about, and
Yeah,
it's hard not to bring it up, and especially talk about this game, talk about Black Panther. But the amazing Chadwick Boseman passed away. I believe it was Friday night. It went live on social media. He was battling
I
with
think so.
pancreatic cancer since I think it was 2016 or 2014,
Yeah, I think it was 2016, 2015, 16, somewhere around there.
which is insane because it's coming out more and more now that only his family and friends closest to him knew about it. Not even Marvel, not even Disney, not any of the directors or actors that worked with him knew he was battling with this horrible disease. And like, yeah, I just want to say like it's heartbreaking. I didn't know the guy personally, but he seemed like an amazing actor and genuine person. And he was a superhero for a new generation. Not even a true superhero. He was a hero for a new generation of kids that growing up as a person of color, you don't have a lot of heroes in media. It's becoming more and more of a common thing now, but like back in the day, what would your hero be? Blade, but I just want
Yeah,
I just want to say like, damn, it really sucks, and I wish the family out there the best, and I hope I'm not a very religious person, but I hope that he's in a better place. You know?
yeah. I think that first off, it shocked. I mean, it shocked everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, from what I've read, even the director, nobody from the movies that he was on knew what he was going through, um, which I find absolutely amazing. Um,
Yeah.
the fact that he was going through what he was going through and didn't want to tell anybody, let anybody in on his what he was going through when he had every right to do it. I mean, fuck, dude, like he's going through colon cancer. Like, bro, the fact that he didn't say anything and he went through, filmed, uh, uh, you know, gave us, brought T'Challa to life. We got him, in what was it, 4 movies we got him in. Civil War, Black Panther, and then Infinity War and Endgame. Um, to do that amongst other movies, of course, um, while he was fighting cancer and not telling anybody, it's pretty amazing. Especially for the fact that um, I feel like there are a lot of celebrities out there that or people in general, they look for attention,
Yeah.
any way they can get it. Um, and for him to do this, to not want any kind of attention or any kind of sympathy for something that's so horrific as cancer, and then to be able to go and still visit. I saw footage of him visiting kids in hospitals that had cancer, and talk about responding to kids that wrote to him about sharing their stuff about they were going through, and the dude just do interviews knowing deep down that he could easily say, well, I know what they're going through because I have it. But no, he put all the spotlight on the kids and what they were going through. I guess it really does speak to his character. Um, I'll be forever grateful um, to him for giving us the way he played T'Challa. I mean, the dude, he was so cool, man. He really brought the coolness, the swag
The royalty.
of Black Panther. Yeah, like he um he really just dripped, in swag, bro. Like he was just there was just he didn't have to like put any effort into just being a fucking cool motherfucker. And like you said, one of the most important parts, and one of the main reason I believe that he's going to live on forever as a legend and he'll never be forgotten,
Yeah.
um, is because of the role he played, Black Panther. Like you said, we're two, Puerto Rican kids from the Bronx, you know, um, you know,
Yeah, this is true.
we're two Puerto Rican kids from the Bronx, bro. And growing up, we grew up, um, with if you know anything, when it comes to like Puerto Ricans or Hispanics in general, but especially in the Bronx, it's a community of mostly black and brown people.
Mhm.
And growing up, for people like us that love superheroes and so much, um, there were times that you would look around and there's almost no superheroes that were black or brown, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and really the only ones you could like you pointed out to Blade or Black Panther, but they even those two weren't as big as so many other heroes that were white,
And you know
and
I think the irony too is that, especially growing up in the Bronx, I feel, I don't know if you, me personally, I related to Peter Parker because of his status. He was a dorky loser who was broke. He had a bit of
right,
computers, but he was still a white kid. You know, but
right,
I related to that character because I was like, yeah, I'm broke, I'm a dork, I'm a loser, I don't get the girl.
right,
So
exactly. Like,
yeah,
and so I think about it for and for me, like me and you, like our like you know I think about like for like for black kids, like and I guess and for people that don't think that skin color doesn't fucking mean anything. I mean, you're out of your mind. I mean,
yeah,
you must not come from where we come from. Or, the reality is like we're light skinned Puerto Ricans. So
yeah.
but
We're
so
almost
we
we're
can.
almost passing away, almost living here in this like white ass neighborhood in Canada, Saskatoon. I definitely feel like I stand out because of some of my features and complexion, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
And I've never experienced that living in New York, because in New York it's just everybody and everybody just gets along. But
yeah,
here it's almost like an unspoken feeling that I get. So
yeah, exactly. Like you know like me and you, like our complexion is light, but we have you could tell that we're probably Hispanic or whatever.
yeah,
Um, and I have a like my grandmother, and I guess that's the funny thing about Hispanics is that like my grandfather and my grandmother, like they are dark skinned. They could pass for being black. Like same thing with my cousin. Um, it's just that my grandmother, uh, my mother, her father was like a really light skinned guy. So, and then my father was light skinned, so a light skinned Puerto Rican. So it's like I have a lot of family members that are dark skinned, and um, and then we grew up in the Bronx, and with a mixture of friends that are and that's the thing is that like I said, growing up in the Bronx, you have a group of friends that are all different types, the black and brown, but mostly black and brown because that's just the Bronx for you.
yeah.
Um, and the
Or
importance,
white punk rock or goth kids.
yeah, exactly. You always had that group too.
Yeah, like that. I just that just hit me in high school. It's like, oh yeah, I was also surrounded by punk rock or goth white kids. That was.
Yeah, exactly. There was always that group.
All us losers, all us rejects that society, just makes us like not feel part of it. We all just get together and hang out. We're like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, yeah. And so the I really can't, like the importance of Black Panther being that first, black superhero. Um, it really did mean a lot to, to black kids, black people, and who grew up, and being able to see, a hero of their color, or represent minorities
Yeah,
and have the his own movie and his own world, and um see something like like their their heritage and their traditions and their style and everything be portrayed in the movie and the kind of scale that Black Panther was very, very important. It's always going to be important. It's never going to be forgotten. And it's a very sad situation. But I will say is that at least Chadwick Boseman knows that he left this world uh, with an impact that's always going to be seen. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's always going to be seen. And
He inspired so many young kids to
yeah, yeah, so
like
many,
yeah.
yeah, the
Uh,
whole Wakanda Forever.
yeah.
The doing the X, with the arms and all that stuff is iconic. His the Black Panther suit. Even the other characters like Shuri,
Hmm.
Eric Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, all those people, you know,
Wakanda itself
um,
is probably the most
yeah,
iconic thing for that film. Seeing
yes,
black people as royalty with super advanced technology and a super advanced society had never ever been seen before, and
yep,
to even to showcase their culture as well alongside that, the fact that
it was,
it was a culture protected from the rest of the world, that wasn't like colonized, you know.
yep, yep.
Anyway,
It was a huge, huge thing.
we get into that where he's gonna
Yeah, so
be.
yeah. So I guess at the end of it, I'll just say that very sad. I'm very sad that we're not going to be able to
Same.
see Chadwick Boseman again, to play T'Challa. You know.
I heard a rumor he may have recorded voice work for the animated What If series for Disney Plus, where they take the
Oh yeah, I heard something about that.
so we may get to hear him as T'Challa one last time. I don't know how 100% true that is yet. So
Very sad. Um, Very sad, but also I think it's an opportunity to honor and celebrate and really kind of acknowledge the impact and the importance that Chadwick Boseman had and is um, in this world right about now,
yeah,
especially with everything going on.
this year, yes,
I think,
2020.
yeah, major. It was a major loss, but I think that in through this, untimely passing, I think that it is cool to see uh, people kind of really, I guess maybe think even harder or think even more about uh, how pretty much amazing the life of Chadwick Boseman is. Even
Yeah,
though he passed away at a young age, what he was able to do in just a short amount of time um, was just to be a legend in just what 6 movies, I believe, that he is mostly known for.
yeah,
Um, yeah, because he played Jackie Robinson and he played James Brown and of course T'Challa. It really just speaks to the kind of the amazing character and person that Chadwick Boseman was. So
beautifully said, man.
R.I.P. to the legend. Yep,
Yeah,
R.I.P. to the legend, bro.
freaking 2020. So I feel like I have to bring this up. I just I hate to end the podcast with this, but I feel like I have to bring it up. But I just read that uh, Batman got COVID. Robert Pattinson has been tested positive for COVID. Uh,
Oh my God, really?
yeah, and the Batman production has been halted once again until he gets better. Which is more
Oh
important is that his.
jeez.
Well, I hope you get better, Robert Pattinson. This year is breaking me mentally. Like I've gotten into arguments with my wife, and I'm just like, I don't want to fight you no more. Like I don't have it in me mentally. Like this year, has been nonstop. Like, there's been so few good news, and I'm just like, we need to get along. Like, we need to figure shit out because, like, I
Fighting
can't.
about what?
You know, stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just like, I can't. Like, we gotta get along. Because like this year,
2020 is enough.
it's like you get a sprinkle of good news, and then a paper bag of dog shit flaming the next day. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Just felt like
No, that's exactly what it's been.
I need to bring that up because I just read that. I'm just like, of course, why not? Sure.
I mean, what was it yesterday? Wasn't it that The Rock had COVID?
Yeah, I didn't see that. Shit.
Yeah, The Rock. He said that him and his family had COVID, but like they're coming out of it, and his kids, barely had any symptoms or whatever. I was like, damn.
Well, they probably he's probably he's a healthy machine.
Oh yeah, that's true. The Rock, his insides probably beat the shit out of COVID.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
They stepped
COVID got into the Rock system, and they were like, oh, what the fuck? Where are we?
You stepped into the wrong ring, motherfucker.
Yeah, what? COVID was like, oh wait, no, we made a wrong turn. We don't want to be here. The door closed. Too late, motherfucker.
Do you smell? God.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so people like, it's still out there, man. Like, fuck, please wear a mask, be safe. Like, it's not over. I hate this mentality that it's over. It's not. Don't listen to Tom Cruise.
It's not over. Don't listen to Tom Cruise, but also listen to Tom Cruise in the sense that is his ass inside of Valkyrie. That is his ass. Don't let anybody tell you different. Okay? But yes. The more we listen to the rules, the easier this will be. And we can all get back to fucking some kind of a normal state, but
we're not gonna be in a normal state for a while. We can't just rush back into it like it's normal. Like, yeah, know you're gonna get Halloween canceled. I think Halloween's like is almost canceled. Like, I don't want to admit it, but I can feel it in the air. Like, I don't know, man. I'm celebrating Halloween. That's all I gotta say.
I think it can still be celebrated. All you do, for anybody, buy a costume, hang out in your house, fucking eat fucking candy and watch horror movies, bro. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, I think maybe trick or treating is not going to be. There's still going to be some people who are going to trick or treat.
Yeah.
Just because there are those people.
I mean, the way I'm thinking of doing it is like putting the candies into like little bags, and like giving the little bag to kids, so like, a lot of hands go into like the candy basket. I don't know. Me and my wife are trying to figure out the legis. I also want to scare kids, but I can't get close to them.
I want to scare kids, but I can't get close to them.
I could just start coughing and that'll scare the shit out of them, I guess.
Oh my god, what? I guess if you had some kind of like contraption set up.
Yeah, we're trying.
I don't know.
We're just slingshot cannonball candy into.
All right. Have a fucking drone lower down a fucking bag of candy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Oh, you heard Amazon got approved.
Fuck, man.
Amazon got approved for their drones, so you're gonna see the Amazon drones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, robot. You have come to deliver my package.
You've come to deliver my dildos. Thank you.
Oh shit!
But you
come to deliver my floss that I couldn't go down the block to get.
You know what? Fuck this. This podcast is gonna be 2 hours long because I gotta bring up the drones, and because I was like, oh man, if this really happens, there's gonna be motherfuckers that are gonna be shooting drones down to get packages.
Oh my god. Oh, you already know, bro.
It's gonna be like some
Those
video game duck hunt. They're
motherfuckers.
like, I've been playing duck hunt. I've been ready for this day.
Alright, I see one of them drones. It looks like it has a pretty meaty package. Shoot that shit down.
I, I also,
They
I
shoot
also.
down the shit. Inside is like some fucking like fuzzy slippers for some grandma.
Yeah, fucking grandma pills. You're like, ah, shit. Wait,
Yeah.
I could snort
The
these. Hold on.
Word.
Like
Oh,
I
fuck.
I don't care for Amazon as a company, but I also would love this job as a drone controller. Because I could be
Oh my
like,
god, right? It's like
I've been playing video games all my life, bro. Let's go. I've been playing. I played the
word.
I played the toughest GTA missions where you had to control the RC plane. Come on, let's go.
Dude, that should be fucking bomb, bro. Hell yeah. We fly this fucking drone. Deliver packages. I gotta make it by this time. That'd be fun as fuck.
And then, all right,
I feel you on that.
the other thing I saw was and this was reported by the LAX by two different pilots that they saw a man in a jetpack in the sky,
I saw something about that.
and people were like, okay, so what's gonna happen now? Like, what's coming next?
You know who that was? That was Tom Cruise.
Well, yeah, it could be Tom Cruise, or some people were saying that Elon Musk doesn't live far from there, or one of his factories
Oh yeah.
isn't far from there. So they're like, oh yeah, Elon Musk is really going for that Tony Stark Iron Man lifestyle, but unfortunately, he would be an evil Iron Man. I mean, for me, I was like, please let this be the first sighting of a real superhero. Like, fuck it, 2020. Let's get real superheroes going on. Let's get a real Iron Man.
You know, you're right.
It's gonna just be Elon
I
Musk.
kind of thought there'd be some right now.
Oh,
It's gonna be Elon Musk.
well, I have a theory.
What if Elon Musk is the superhero?
He's not. He's a supervillain. Get the fuck out of here.
What if he's like?
He's a fucking supervillain.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think to be a I think with the ego of Elon Musk, I think he'd want to, be that kind of like billionaire philanthropist, fucking playboy. You know.
But yeah, he would be the Lex Luthor type, where what he is doing, he would think is for the greater good, but is not. Like and it would be like the perfect supervillain mentality, like how Thanos thought like wiping out half of the galaxy was a good idea to save everybody. He would
True.
like Elon Musk would do something like that. Like he has do you know he built an underground highway in LA from his house because he bitched so much about traffic.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it. It looks like a fucking fancy ass underground subway.
Oh yeah, he's a villain, all right. Can you imagine what he's done that we don't know about?
Bro, like, and the fact that he hangs out with Kanye West, so I don't even know what kind of ideas they're fucking scheming over there. Like we live in
and his son has the name of like fucking
Xenomorph,
some kind of digital code. Yeah. His fucking son's name is like the fucking code to like fucking nuke somewhere.
Yeah.
The fuck?
It's just his password. It's probably Elon Musk's password.
Yeah. The fuck?
Go log on to the
I was
website
like,
and use
man,
that password.
For real, bro. I was like, yo, fucking celebrities, they're fucking nuts, dude.
Dude, we
Fucking
live
crazy.
we
Then again,
live,
Elon's different.
we live in a age of supervillains. Is my theory. I feel like this is the age
True.
of supervillains. I don't know if we're gonna get heroes. I feel like all the heroes just became actors because it was easier and less dangerous, and it paid more.
Yeah. Paid more, got to fuck chicks.
Like Tom Cruise could be a superhero if he wanted to. That fat ass.
Yeah, it's just that with that fat ass, he decided to be a supervillain.
Yeah, he even stood up against Oprah. Oprah was.
That's true.
Oprah was one of the old. Where's Oprah? What has Oprah been up to? Huh?
Oprah's been fucking getting in fucking I think social issues, I think.
I have not heard any.
I don't know. Then again, she was also then again, she was also trying to, go after Michael Jackson after he was dead with those two guys that claimed that he.
Oh, that they made the
It was this,
documentary.
yeah, which I'm like, go figure. It's listen. Obviously, I probably maybe a little bit biased because I'm such a huge Michael Jackson fan, but listen, the facts are the facts. There's all the information is laid out there. I'm not going to get deep into it, but my thing to Oprah would be, you want to go after Michael Jackson when there's a bunch of fucking things that have red flags against these two guys.
Wait, yeah.
But yet somebody like R. Kelly, you let fucking slide like nothing. Why aren't you going after R. Kelly's bitch ass?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Meanwhile, you know why? Because all the celebrities were rubbing elbows with that motherfucker since the 90s when they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, bro. That's a topic for another story. Another day. But
I keep going. We got like 10 minutes left for it's gonna be 2 hours now. I'm not joking.
Well, I tell you, Sinai, we get going and we get going. I tell you, bro, it's just so much to cover.
Might have to do a fucking a Harry Potter or Twilight Part 1, Part 2.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna say?
But I tell you, fucking, I just love how like the celebrities in general, like they'll go against people for for way less reasons or way less things than what fucking R. Kelly has done.
Yeah.
But then R. Kelly for years, even after Dave Chappelle fucking skit, with the video about this dude pissing on shit.
Even Boondocks.
Even Boondocks. Years after that. Yeah, even after Boondocks, this dude was still hanging out with celebrities, going to award shows, performing on award shows, and I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck?
Oh, my wife pointed out something to me, and she keeps showing me stuff where a lot of there was like I forgot what famous actress was she did a nude photo shoot in Playboy, and she was only like 16. I think it was Mel Brooks. I think.
Mel Brooks?
I think. But it was very normalized. Like people.
Wait, what about Mel Brooks?
I'm not sure is this the right person I'm talking about, but she did like a underage photo shoot in Playboy. Is it Mel Brooks?
Wait, you said the model's Mel Brooks?
No, it's not the dude. Never mind.
You said the motherfucking old director, old ass director.
No, it's a fuck. I don't know her name, but it's a female. It's not.
I'm just picturing Mel Brooks in fucking Playboy.
This is a serious.
Oh my god.
This is a serious. Oh god, I fucked up. My bad.
That's great. It's just I just pictured Mel Brooks in Playboy. I was like, oh my god.
All right, I got one. All right. Marilyn Manson. He dated, the chick from Westworld, the blonde one.
Oh yeah.
He dated her.
Evan Rachel Wood.
Yeah, you go. He dated her when she was only 16, and I think he married her. He even had sex.
I think so.
He even had sex with her, and apparently he was very abusive in their relationship. Like did really horrible stuff that has been coming out. So it's like there's all these people that get power and famous. They just get to a point where they feel like they can just get away or do whatever. You look back at like old interviews or old stand-ups, and you know how many celebrities make the same joke about Harvey Weinstein. They'll say, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're like, when I heard the movie Monsters Inc., I thought it was about Harvey Weinstein, and like, oh, you don't want to be alone in a room with that guy, and it's just like, okay, so you knew about it, you didn't say anything because it would fuck up your career. Yeah.
And can you imagine? That's just Harvey Weinstein. Can you imagine, like, look at Kevin Spacey. There was rumors about Kevin Spacey for a while. Can you imagine?
He's another supervillain.
What other people? Yeah. Can you imagine what other people or like people like Harvey Weinstein guys that were in the position of like big time power? Can you imagine? But yet, we won't really know because celebrities are like, well, I keep my mouth shut, I keep making my money, and I keep acting.
Yeah.
But when the lid finally gets blown off of fucking Harvey Weinstein, then here comes the parade of celebrities to now want to fucking pipe up and fucking say something.
Yeah,
It's so funny how that works.
because it's like they want to be part of a movement, right? No one wants to be the first one to break the ice or have the balls to, because like you don't know how it's gonna go. And the thing I've gotten into arguments about where victims come out and they accuse people and they're like, well, her coming out and saying that is ruining this man's life. And you got to be like, dude, but what do you think about her life? You don't think she's getting, death threats? You think it's comfortable for someone to come out and go into excruciating detail of what their rapist or harasser has done to them? No. Like even you like I can't wait to see the first guy. I think the only guy that's gone on record to being sexually harassed was Terry Crews. Is it Terry Crews?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went on
Yeah.
stage. Yeah, he went on record to say it. And that's a brolic ass dude. Like that's
But
like yeah, that's just insane. It could
you know
happen to
what's
anyone.
funny though?
What?
You know what's funny though is that one of the first people to do it, Corey Feldman. And
Oh,
boy,
you're
let me tell
right.
you,
His life is ruined.
Hollywood,
Yeah.
oh, Hollywood, they don't want Corey Feldman. They don't like him. And I've seen Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman is, he can have, maybe sometimes have, certain displays of like being erratic or whatever. But guess what, dude? The guy was a child actor in the 80s. Find me child actor. How many child actors you show me that are normal or somewhat normal, and I'll show you fucking three for every one you find that are completely fucked up.
Yeah, it's true.
And has always said that there was so much of abuse and child abuse in Hollywood that goes on. He's been threatened numerous times to be killed, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that he probably has information of people that are just a little too strong. And it may be people in Hollywood that have too many connections with the right kind of people. Somebody different than Harvey Weinstein. People that are a little bit maybe more, I'm
Epstein
going to
level.
say, because, Hollywood is,
Yeah, Epstein
yeah,
level.
yes, yes. Hollywood, are you kidding me? Hollywood, bro. Hollywood was disgusting. If you just see how crazy things were, let's say back in the fucking 40s, 50s, 60s, like, come on, dude. If you see the Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein kind of shit, and you tell me Hollywood that they don't have some kind of like enormous amounts of closets with fucking crazy shit filled,
Man, they
like,
got ditches in the desert. That's what they got.
bro. Okay, and the funny thing is that, listen, Hollywood is liberal. Hollywood is a very liberal. It's always been that way. Hollywood is fucking is liberal,
Hollywood
and I
controls
don't think.
the most powerful source of information, and that is television and movies.
Yes.
And people watch
Yep.
that and talk show. Entertainment media is the most powerful source right now, especially today.
Yeah. And I find it funny how like Corey Feldman is one of the biggest child actors in the 80s and was friends with a bunch of other child actors. This dude has stated numerous times, Michael Jackson never did anything to me or any of the people that I've known, they've always said that nothing's ever been done.
Yeah, especially
But
if it was true, Macaulay Culkin would have came on record too.
exactly, you mean to tell me that Michael's two biggest, the two like child actors that Michael used to was around the most often, which was Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman, and they both deny when they don't even have to anymore. Michael's passed away. They could have revealed anything they wanted to and made a lot of money off of it if that was the case. But no, they've always kept to nothing ever happened. Michael was just very young-minded. Michael, and then you think about, the upbringing of Michael, and that's a whole nother story and podcast for another time. But you can see it's just these these young kids get fucked up.
Yeah.
And going back to Corey Feldman, I just find it, pretty kind of, crazy how he has, can you imagine the shit he's seen? Oh my God. The shit he's seen and the shit he knows about.
I feel like every time.
Oh my, and one of the, yeah. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, Danny, but Corey Feldman about I think it was like 3 years ago, he went on the Today Show and Matt Lauer was there interviewing him. And Corey Feldman was talking about his book that he was coming out with, or his documentary he was working on about, abuse in Hollywood. And Matt Lauer was a complete dick to him.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
A complete dick to him. Yep. Tried to shit on everything that he said. Tried to every door that Corey Feldman had opened, Matt Lauer was basically just trying to close it in his face, no matter how it came off. Matt Lauer was just trying to shit on him the whole entire time. And like you said, it's funny how then a couple months later, the whole Matt Lauer scandal comes out, and it just makes you go, geez, here's a guy with a lot of a lot of friends in Hollywood and in TV and media, and the shit that he was doing, and look how he treated Corey Feldman. And then you start to wonder, yeah, Matt Lauer was totally not doing the bidding for people,
Yeah.
from people of higher power within. But yeah,
it's infuriating. But yeah, anyway, this is probably our last podcast before we get fucking murdered. So
yeah, so long.
So long.
I hope you enjoyed these 2 episodes.
Yeah, it'll be the podcast with no name. I don't know. We still don't have a name. I think the only 2 good names that came up was it rated I for immature and party chats. That's all I got.
Hey, listen. The people that this show is very loose. There's almost no format. Really,
it's a paid for service. It's gonna change.
Yeah. It's almost no format. It's, hey, let's discuss these topics today, and then as you see, we go off into fucking Never Land.
Yeah.
And then it is what it is. Name But hey, at least you're coming along for the ride, and
that was a hell of a
thank
ride.
you for that. And who knows, hell of a ride, and we'll see where we end up. But really, this is just about just people getting together and shooting the shit.
Yeah, this is why we started it, because we always would spend an hour after playing a game talking. So I was like, man, we need to record this because we go places. We come up with some good points. And I mean, this is 2 hours, and I'm gonna hate editing it, but I think it was a damn fine podcast. I think we touched some good points.
And please remember that Tom Cruise's ass in Valkyrie is real. It's not fake. It's not prosthetics. Please end this. End this. Whether you're listening or watching, whatever it is, just please end this knowing that is indeed Tom Cruise's ass in Valkyrie.
I think you're making me a believer. Tell the people where they can find you.
Thank you.
on the social medias or whatever corner
As of right
wherever you
now,
are in the world?
yes. As of right now, the only alleyway you can find me in the world of social media is on Twitter.
Good.
For now,
That's really good.
uh, is on Twitter at JBGNYM on
Yep.
Twitter.
And I definitely will tag you every time I post up the video. As for me, you could just look up Last Respawn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube's, Discord. I'm all over. I'm the number one Twitch stream that no one watches, so you know, get on that.
That will change. We're gonna change the game, damn it. We're gonna change it all.
Well, thank you for listening or watching. I definitely have to upload the audio version. I didn't do that. Still so terrible behind. God.
Oh no.
Marvel's Avengers is it's controlling my life.
That's it. Let's get on there.
Yeah, we're gonna
get on there right this
we're
second.
gonna go play some Marvel's Avengers. Stay safe out there. Wear a mask. You know, stand up for anyone that's ever in trouble. You know, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. You were an amazing hero. You were the closest to a real life superhero that anyone could ever ask for. And I hope you inspire a lot of great, good people to come. I definitely think he did.
Yeah, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. A real fucking legend.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so don't have a proper sign off, so keep on keeping on.
Stay shibby, my folks.
Be excellent to each other. Bye.